Morning, Suraj. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock and we'll start.
Okay, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think good to go.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the participants from all around the world. My name is Rishabh Doshi, and we welcome you to another series of the webinars from Classic Holidays. Today, we have the Leisure Hotels of India with us. From Leisure Hotels, we have Mr. Shiv Mehan. He is the COO of the company. We have Mr. Shehzad Aslam, who is the All India head. And also, we have Suraj, who is a senior sales manager from Mumbai. So before we start, again, just a few announcements I would like to make. Number one, these announcements are for yesterday's winners for the Atmantan Wellness Resort. And the winners are as below. It's Mr. Jayanti Bhai from Jaipuri Tour and Travels, Mr. Jitendra Solanki from Flying Holidays, and Mrs. Deepika Shah from Globetrotter Travels. So congratulations to everybody, and I hope you are there with us today also. Moving on, I would like to request Siddharth to just post the future webinars on the chat for everybody once again. So whoever has missed out on registering for the future webinars can do so. Just one small, very important announcement. On Tuesday, we have the Alcon Victor Group of Goa. They own hotels like the Radisson Blue, Radisson Green, Hotel Dona Silvia. Along with him, we will also be having Mr. Nikhil Desai. He has confirmed his attendance. He is the managing director of the Goa Tourism Development Corporation, and he will be giving us a few insights on how the tourism in Goa will be taking up the COVID challenge once we get on with our normal lives. So without wasting much time, Shivji, would you like to take over? Or Shehzadji, do you want to?
I'll just take over and then. So good morning, thank you, Rishabh and team Classic Holidays. Especially, we see you all around, and we really appreciate your hard work and efforts. In creating to create this platform and providing all of us an opportunity to interact and do this beautiful session. So we really appreciate this, and on behalf of Leisure Hotels, we would like to give you a big thank you on this platform. Secondly, we would also like to thank our travel partners, who have taken their valuable time out and who are participating in this presentation. Without not losing much time, I quickly like to introduce our colleagues here who are present. Here. So I would like to start with Mr. Shiv Kumar Mehan, who is the Chief Operating Officer for the Leisure Group. I'm Shehzad Aslam. I'm heading the sales and marketing for the Leisure Hotels Group. My colleague Suraj, who takes care of our regional sales office, and largely he is responsible for the Maharashtra region based out of Mumbai. My other colleague Avinash, who is again the regional sales head for Gujarat region, and he's based out of Ahmedabad, Avinash Pandey. All the other team members are from the corporate office, which is based in Delhi. So I think one by one, my colleague Ravinder Kumar, he is the revenue head for the Leisure Hotels Group. Then Rajesh, who takes care of Corbett region and primarily responsible for the Corbett properties, especially Riverview Retreat, and he's also responsible for the major segments like the MICE, wedding, socials, the travel agents. Nakul is assisting Rajesh to take care of Corbett region. Varsha and her colleague Kishan, they both are responsible for our hill destination, especially the Nainital region. And recently they have given an added responsibility of Dharamshala and Kasoli. So they did take care of Naini Retreat, Earl's Court, the Sun and Snow in Kausani, Adibaha Dharamshala, and Seven Pines Kasoli. Then we have Umesh, who is heading sales for Aloha on the Ganges Rishikesh. Shubham is assisting Umesh with this responsibility. Then we have Mohit Saini, who is responsible for Haridwar region, and he takes care of two products, Haveli Hari Ganga and Ganga Lahiri in Haridwar. Then we have Jyoti. Jyoti takes care of entire Char Dham business for the group. And yeah, so I think I'm pretty confident that we are going to have a very fruitful session today. I'm sure that us know each other, already know each other, but we'll get to know better today. We'll get to see each other, all the people responsible in driving sales and operations for the group. So all the best to all of us, and I think let's quickly start the presentation. Over to you, Mr. Men.
Thank you, Shazad. I hope voice is audible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Rishabh. Thank you, partners, for coming on board on this Sunday. I know working from home nowadays is Sundays, Mondays are all the same. Nobody knows the difference. There was an article in the paper today where somebody was mentioning that we don't know what day of the week it is. It's just common for all. So I guess this is the new normal, as one everybody keeps talking about. Thank you all for taking the time and giving us this opportunity to actually showcase ourselves. A little bit of background on the Leisure Group, as we know it. Now, the Leisure Group is basically a 30-year-old company. We are homegrown in the hospitality trade completely, and we are indigenous to the region of Uttarakhand, which is our birthplace. Our first hotel, Naini Retreat at Nainital, opened up in 1989. And 30 years is a long way to actually come across. And a lot of our, if we may say, success and everything is attributed to a lot of our partners, some of us, some of who are here today. I'll just run you through what the entire company is. For a lot of you, you might know it. For some of the new ones who've come on board. So I hope everybody can see the presentation on screen. There may be a little bit of lag of about 2 or 3 seconds between the time that we change. I'll try and keep pace. Please bear with us. So leisure hotels, as you see from the logo, we always talk about the main caption around which our entire base of operations, our ethos is actually built, which is experience more. And our company has, through the vision of some of our directors, has actually been looking at experiences for a very, very long time. I know experiences is something which is relatively new, which all hotels have been talking about in the recent few years. But experiences for leisure is something which actually comes very naturally to us, and that's what we've built everything around. The entire portfolio of the Leisure Group, currently we are about 26 properties, with another 2 adding on very, very soon. The properties are basically listed across in a very, very versatile portfolio. We handle adventure, we handle wildlife, we handle wellness, luxury in the leisure space, spiritual spaces where we are, and of course, the heritage spaces. As we go along, I will take you through them, and you'll be able to see the properties going forward. One moment, we'll just see the... So this is a basic layout of all the locations that the Leisure Group is placed across. We are predominantly across Uttarakhand, again our birthplace, and we are the largest chain in Uttarakhand and amongst one of the larger chains up in the north. As mentioned over here, we have around 850 plus rooms, with over 1,000 plus employees. Our portfolios are spread across Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, the Delhi NCR region, Uttar Pradesh, and Goa. The brand architecture for the company, as I've already mentioned, we are resorts, we are hotels, we have camps, we have villas known as the bungalows, and we have limited service models as well. In the wilderness space, we have at Corbett National Park, we have Rajaji, we have the Hideaway River Lodge. In the spiritual spaces, we have the Chardham camps, which are for Badrinath, Gangotri, Yamunotri, and Kedarnath. We have Haridwar as an and we are coming up with a new, very, very high-end luxury property there as well. The larger portfolio is there in the leisure space, which is Nainital, Rishikesh, Kausani, Dharamshala, Kasauli. We'll run you through a lot more of these properties and just introduce you briefly to all of these. In some of our camps, we offer adventure options, whether it's Joshimath or Harsil, or even Rajaji, which is again wildlife. Our other portfolio of business hotels, which is at Kashipur and at Bareilly, and our recent addition at Greater Noida, which is in the NCR. So these are all in the boutique business hotel spaces. So this is a little visual of some of the locations where we are at and the experiences that we actually offer. And let me tell you, these are actual photographs of places where we are. To start you off, just before we get onto this slide, for the Leisure Hotels Group, we've had the fortune and the opportunity of pioneering a lot of verticals as well as locations where we are, whether it was the Chardham camps, whether it was leisure in Corbett, whether it was leisure hotels in Nainital. We've had the opportunity of pioneering. We've been the first. People in place. We've had a lot of firsts in terms of experiences for guests, and that's something that it has over the years given us a lot of confidence to actually go forward. So coming back to Uttarakhand. In Uttarakhand, as a lot of you may be aware, we have the Kumaon region as well as the Garhwal region. So Uttarakhand is known as Devbhumi, or land of the gods. So for some of the locations which I've mentioned, there's Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath, and Badrinath. These fall across in Uttarakhand. Haridwar, Hari Ka Dwar, as they put it across. Rishikesh, now, in the last couple of years, it has come up so much. Earlier, it used to be known for maybe around 1.5, 2 decades back as whitewater rafting and a great place to actually get across. And it has now become the yoga capital of the world, and it's a lot of promotion done across, thanks to the Prime Minister as well. But it's become a very, very busy place. It's become a very sought-after destination. And in Kumaon, what you will also have is, in Garhwal, besides Rishikesh, what you will also have is Haridwar, of course, which we've already mentioned. Getting across to Kumaon, you've got Jim Corbett National Park. I don't think I need to say much about that particular location. Again, a great haunt and a favorite for lots of leisure travelers. Wonderful place to keep your feet up, get away from the pollution, get away from the cities. An absolutely amazing place. And Nainital, which is barely about an hour away from Corbett. So we have very, very strong footholds in both the Garhwal and the Kumaon regions. And coincidentally, and as I think as God wills it, what we've seen that given the current situation with COVID, thankfully, and with blessings, a lot of these locations are actually relatively almost free. They have a lot of them are orange zones, and those orange zones are also there because very, very restrictive cases. In some locations, literally single-digit cases. And when it comes down to other areas, I think they're still declared as green zones. So Uttarakhand as well as Himachal for some of our locations has been, it's actually been a boom. And I think these are locations, including Goa for that matter, I think these are locations which are going to be very, very comfortable. I think we hope that these locations will move on much faster for people who want to actually get across, and they would be extremely, extremely safe. Um, so starting you off with our Uttarakhand locations, we start off with Nainital. So Nainital is known as the Green Eye of Kumaon. It's a beautiful location. It was discovered over a century ago by a Britisher who happened upon the place and he saw this beautiful lake, and that became it started getting promoted by Britishers, and today it's one of the most prominent hill stations in the country. Lots to do across in Nainital and the outlying regions. You have boating, you've got the famous Naina Devi temple, you've got beautiful layout of markets which are typical to any hill stations, you've got the malls. There is a lot of Anglo-Indian culture which gets across both in terms of food and in culture in various spots of Nainital, which has been coming since the British Raj. So whether it's the food, whether it's the confectionery or the bakery, there's a lot to do. The location for which Nainital is situated at, there are so many places in and around within half an hour, 40 minutes travel, like Nokuchia Tal and Bhimtal, and the entire region built up of the famous 7 lakes is all across there, and you've got your options of lake tours, you've got Himalayan drives, lots to do in this particular destination, and that's what inspired us actually to do a lovely resort over there. This is the Naini Retreat, the first resort in the company. This is a heritage hotel, luxury property. It's going to be completing a century very, very soon. Typically inspired British architecture of the pre-independence era. This is located right across the lake and across the mall, so it allows you absolutely amazing views. 52 rooms in varying categories, going from absolute superior to going up to absolute luxury. We have 3 outlet options across over there. There is the Gurney House, there is the Stella Bar, and then there's Jim's Grill, which is an open deck. We have a spa. We have a recreation center, complete with billiards and table tennis, etc. We have conference and banqueting facilities. Activities of the property, they include yoga, meditation in the morning. We have lovely high tea layouts in the evening as a part of the experience. Live music is there in the evening as well as late evening to accompany with dinner and drinks. You have morning treks to places like Tiffin Top, and the entire team is available to do lots of activities at the property as well as outside the property. What I forgot to mention earlier, so our restaurant in a lot of our properties in Kumaon are named the Gurney House, starting with the Naini Retreat, which is named after Jim Corbett's personal residence, which is actually located just about 15 minutes walk from the hotel, which is a museum, and it's another activity that people can actually do. Just a few images of the rest of the property. Lovely views of the lake from the hotel. This is our second property in Nainital, the Earl's Court. We have 29 deluxe rooms and superior rooms across over there. We also have a heritage wing. The restaurant and outdoor dining facilities are available. We have a very well spaced out and large lawn, which caters to smaller events, and it also caters to evenings where the clients could be there. Lots of recreational facilities, everything from housey in the evening for guests, live music, folk dances, as and when we've got groups or we've got larger occupancies on board and they're requested across. This is the Pinewood Nainital. Again, this is in the, I'd say, deluxe apartment space. Very well situated. Some of the rooms have nice views for over above the mall. You would have options over here for both superior and deluxe rooms, and you would also have options of suites, which include the option of a very, very nicely laid out pantry, sitting in dining area attached with a very, very comfortable bedroom. As the name clearly states, a lot of the interiors for this property are done in Pinewood. We have another property over and beyond, which is at Kausani, the Sun and Snow Inn. This again comes in the boutique leisure space properties, offers an absolute amazing vista of the Himalayan range from Kausani. Rishabh, I hope the sequence is still running fine. People are not having a problem?
No, it's perfectly fine, sir.
All right, great. Okay, so coming down from the hills and a little closer to the foothills, we have the Corbett National Park, one of the oldest national parks in the country, amongst the largest national parks in the country. And it actually occupies a very, very particular space in the entire belt, which connects the northeast of India running all the way to Ranthambore. So our entire wildlife belt and our forest belt runs in through the entire northern zone at the foothills of the Himalayas. The Corbett National Park, named after Jim Corbett, again a very, very famous name, which a lot of you would actually know of, a major known originally as a hunter, but turned naturalist and wildlife conservationist. And he did a lot. I think he was actually the father of wildlife conservation when in India. It all started from him. The Corbett National Park is not just known, tigers, yes, everybody associates tigers with it, but the Corbett National Park has an amazing an abundance of both flora as well as fauna. Whether it is deer, whether it is what you call species of monkey, whether it's bird watching, there is a tremendous amount of fauna across over here. You'd be surprised to know that this entire belt plus Nainital, it allows for over 40 species of owl, and this which is indigenous to this particular region, and there are very few places in the world that can actually say that. The experience at Corbett is, like I said, it's what we try to do is way over and above and beyond safaris. So what we look at is beyond the Tiger Trail. So their treks, their mountain drives, their village experiences with cuisine, the local cuisine that we have to offer. There are lots of activities in and around that we offer within this particular region. For some of the properties that are over there, amongst the largest ones at Corbett is the Riverview Retreat and one of the older properties. These are basically 93 well-appointed rooms in various categories. We offer options of rooms. We offer options of villas. You have typical layouts, even options in terms of studio apartment setups in certain categories. So there's duplex setups. You have an abundance option to actually choose from. The beauty about the Riverview Retreat is it's an amazing landscaping views and vistas that you actually get. It's located on the River Kosi. So our lawns actually face the River Kosi. You can actually dine there on decks, at grill areas. And it just gives you amazing sense of space, amazing sense of tranquility, and easily one of the better locations to visit. Restaurants, again, over here, we have the Gurney House, we have a grill house, similar to that which we offer at the Naini retreat. Different types of cuisines. Pahadi cuisine is something that we actually specialize in amongst both the Kumaon and the Garhwal region. Food is amongst one of the fortes that the leisure hotels brings to its guest experiences, not just the stay. The food is really something worth writing and talking about. The Riverview Retreat offers amongst the largest closed banquet event spaces, not to mention very, very large banquet lawn. We have recently added another venue to the Riverview, and one can actually do two large events, well over 500 people. So if that is what any of you are looking for, more than happy to accommodate you at any time. The property offers spa. It offers great recreation both in the property as well as outside the property. Our activity teams and our people are always available and it's a great place for kids, especially people coming with families. So fantastic option for a holiday and fantastic option for a longer stay if you're looking at. Otherwise, activities also include evening entertainment in the form of folk music, what you call high teas with live music happening. We have people performing skits and plays very typical to the region. Folk dances are available. Sessions with naturalists who would actually educate you and enlighten you and introduce to so many more facets of Corbett that one would actually be taking away. Some more vistas of the Riverview Retreat, shots of rooms and shots of our lawns. So coming down from the Kumaon region and now into Garhwal, Rishikesh, we've already, I've mentioned some areas and the interests that actually lie. There's the Lakshman Jhula that you can actually see. There are two Jhulas actually, the suspension bridges, which are very, very old. One is the Lakshman Jhula and the other is the Ram Jhula, just ahead of it. So Rishikesh is very famous for yoga and meditation, of course. The city came to the fore when, the Beatles visited, and the Beatles still form a larger aspect of the bygone time periods for what Rishikesh was known for. You have the Beatles ashram, you have the Beatles cafe. All these places definitely worth a mention and a visit. Triveni Ghat Aartis and Parmarth Niketan ashram. So these are all spaces that one can actually go, because getting to Rishikesh it's not just adventure, it's a spiritual experience as well. So Rishikesh as a destination, I think, works very, very well for all three things. There's spirituality, there's adventure, there's trekking, there's river rafting, lots of places in and around Rishikesh to actually visit. Like there's beautiful waterfalls just a little beyond, trekking up into the hills. And of course, it's a great place for leisure as well, where you just want to actually enjoy with the family. And we create those sort of experiences for you at our properties across over there. Amongst the most prominent properties at Rishikesh is Aloha on the Ganges, which some of you might know. 120 plus rooms, lots of open spaces, beautiful infinity pool and deck where you can actually languish. Outdoor sit-outs, there's al fresco as well as closed dining options. We have a lovely all-day diner in the form of Latitude. The Aloha, one of the strengths for Aloha, besides just the experience, the quality of rooms, the location and the views, is again I come back to is the food. Pure vegetarian, which of course for all our properties along the Rishikesh and the Haridwar belts. But absolutely amazing Indian food. And we also specialize in Himalayan food menus, where we've actually taken a little bit and a little parts of cuisine from different parts of the Himalayas, and we've introduced it from all fronts. So fantastic experiences for guests to get across over there. We lay out lovely high teas in the evening, great place for people to get together and enjoy When you're up north and you're closer to the hills, we feel there's nothing that beats a great cup of chai. And that's something that the boys make really, really well. So if you want a good masala tea, you must visit our properties. Again, we have, like in our other properties, we have lots of activity options. We have activity desks which people can assist all our guests who come across with, and they'll help you with both indoor as well as outdoor. Again, some images of what the property at Aloha has to offer in terms of rooms and dining. Amongst our recent additions to Rishikesh is the Hideaway Beds. It's a new brand and a new vertical for us, which we've taken across. Which this is a very I'd say a very young approach to hospitality. We offer in this it's what we refer to as a hybrid model. So this model actually offers you some very smart rooms. It offers you also the option of very high-end dormitories. If you might look over here, so it's a hotel, it's a hostel, all those options built together, completely air-conditioned dorms. The dorms offer you bunk beds which are completely self-sufficient cubicles with internet connections, with reading lights, with Wi-Fi. The beds that you will get in the dorms will be very industry standard, complete with 8-inch mattresses, duvets, and the work. So it's more than value for money for people who are traveling to Rishikesh on a shorter budget, or people who are actually traveling across over there and who just going there just loving to meet people and sit together and spend time with lots of different people from different cultures. So it's a great place to get together. We have deluxe rooms across over there, all of them attached with balconies, great views of the Ganges. Recreation and common lounges over there, great place to sit down, have games, music, everything is there. You have sit-out areas at the property, which are just beyond the lounge where you can just sit, relax, languish around. 2 outlets is what the property offers. A beautiful terrace cafe, what we have across over there. Yoga in the morning and meditation classes on the terrace with beautiful views of the sunrise, the mountains, as well as the Ganges, and a lovely place to sit down in the evening. Fantastic menus which are designed specifically for these particular areas, and the food itself is an experience for the beds at Rishikesh. We have recently launched this property, and I think within a particular space, it will become a very comfortable product for all of you to move across to clients who are actually getting across to Rishikesh. I forgot to mention that the Beds Rishikesh is actually just a stone's throw away from Lakshman Jhula, and very beautifully located. You get into the heart of Rishikesh, and that's where it actually is. So you're right in the middle of all the action. Coming down from Rishikesh to Haridwar, I don't think I need to say much about Haridwar. Between Haridwar and Banaras, these are amongst the most important Hindu pilgrimages. Haridwar is also between Haridwar and Rishikesh. These are the entry points to the Char Dham, which is basically the main Hindu pilgrimage, which I guess most of the Hindus need to do in a lifetime. Haridwar has a couple of very specific spots that it's actually known for, and locations which one must actually visit. There's Har Ki Pauri, there's Mansa Devi. You have escorted visits that we actually offer. You have the holy tours that our properties offer across over there. You have what you call Nomad Village, a great experience again for people to visit, and our properties come with private ghats where one can actually take a dip. If any pujas that anybody wants to actually do while they're in Haridwar, we have our pandits. We get everything organized for you. So these are some. This is the Haveli Hariganga. This is again. This Haveli is very much in the heritage space, and this caters to. We basically have about 20 odd rooms, so it's in a complete boutique space when it comes to the guest experience. And right on the Ganges, a fantastic experience all in all. Spa rooms, you have astrologers, it offers a private ghat. You have, again, pure vegetarian food, but again, like we always say, I can't say it enough, that the food experiences, again, will be very, very good. The thali that we offer across over there is really worth talking about. The second property that we have there is the Ganga Lahari. This is again, like you can see, the building is right on the ghat itself. You have a clear view of the Ganges. Just take the elevator down and you're right there in the middle of the bazaar and the hustle and bustle. It's the Ganga Lahari offers a great insight into the culture of and the local flavors of Haridwar. I take this opportunity to introduce you to the Pilibhit House at Haridwar. This is a heritage palace haveli that we like to refer to at, which is in the process of getting ready now. We would launch this very soon and introduce it to all of you within the next couple of months coming forward. Set in the high-end heritage luxury space. We are looking at 35 lavish guest rooms, great dining experiences. The interiors would actually take you across to a richer, older world and a lovely older time with wonderful contemporary touches here and there as well. So as mentioned, this would sit in the luxury space. The property sits right on the Ganges. We have over an 80-foot running ghat of the Ganges itself, which very, very few properties can actually boast of. So all in all, it would be a fantastic experience when it does launch.
Shivji, sorry to interrupt you, but is it okay if I can have a few questions to the attendees?
Sure. Absolutely.
I'll just pose 2 questions and then we can continue. So everyone, continuing with our contest that we have for all the webinars, I'm going to ask you a few questions which will be there on your screens right now. So the first question is on your screen right now. How many room categories does the Naini retreat have? It's a tricky question. Shivji, can you give this answer? Suraj?
6 category of rooms.
Correct. So the correct answer, 43% of the people are given the correct answer. There's a good fight between 4 and 6, and 44% have given the correct answer as 6 categories. The second question.
Mention this in our presentation or no?
Yeah, we did.
Otherwise, that's not a fair question.
We did.
No, it was mentioned, sir.
Great.
Second question will be on your screen right now. So Haveli Hari Ganga is located on which ghat? I think this is a very, very easy question actually. So again, most of you have given the correct answer. It is on the Ram Ghat. Haveli Hari Ganga is on the Ram Ghat. 58% people have given the correct answer. Shivji, we can continue.
Sure. Thank you. Great responses and very, very fast, I must say. Okay, I think the screen is still sitting on top, Rishabh, if you could just. Okay, so coming down to the Char Dham, which is again a very, very prominent feature of what we offer across in the portfolio for leisure hotels. So the Char Dham, for those of you, I'll just repeat again, there's Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath and Kedarnath. So for these Char Dham, we offer 4 spiritual camps, as well as the camps also serve for adventure where possible. We have Guptkashi, we have Harsil, we have Barkot, and we have Joshimath. So from some of the images that you can make out, Again, phenomenal experiences up in the hills. These are not locations where one would actually experience high-end hotels, but we try to bring that same experience and that same touch and that warmth, both in our service as well as our food, into deluxe tents that we actually put out over there. All camps, irrespective of the sort of locations where they are, come with complete amenities and services, from running hot and cold water and very comfortable beds and great cuisine all in all. Some of the these camps you can see are from this map itself, that what one actually experiences across over there. So the services and the comfort factor is very much taken care of. So there are not too many areas which are left to guest concern. For any of you who would have questions later on what experiences one can offer over there and everything that can be done in terms of logistics, etc., to get across there, our team would be more than happy to help you post this particular session. Himachal Pradesh has been a recent addition to the portfolio of leisure in the last 2 years, 3 years rather. We have 2 locations where we have developed our properties. Again, high-end boutique locations for us, both at Kasauli as well as Dharamsala. Both in themselves are great destinations in demand, and the properties that we put out across over there are very, very quaint, high-end experiences in terms of stay, great environment, very peaceful, calm, offer amazing vistas and views, and very, if I could use the word charming, that is typical to what these properties would be. The 7 Pines at Kasauli. So this is just the image of one of the blocks that you can actually see. The location is such for this property that you could actually see Shimla straight across from here, which is roughly about 25 minutes as the crow flies, and about an hour and a half if one were to actually drive. The property offers a very, very, I'd say, typical English charm. Quaint food experiences, lovely treks because it's located amongst a pine forest, spread across a very, very large hill area of almost around 5 acres. It offers libraries, it offers common rooms for people to watch TV, read books and everything. All in all, a very, very typical quiet sort of location and vacation in the boutique space. This is the Adivaha Dharamsala. This is, I'd say, again, a very strongly heritage property. Originally, the erstwhile residence of the British Viceroys. This particular block that you can actually see is well over 200 years old. This property was originally developed the time when the cantonment of Dharamshala was being settled by the Britishers. And this is where the British officers and all used to stay. And the viceroys used to visit. It has been completely redone, and the entire original setup, the entire original feel and finish and everything has been gotten back, and that old world charm clearly exists. The property is spread well over 7 acres. It's surrounded by a tea garden on 2 sides, and it has a direct view of McLeodganj from where one sits, especially from this particular lawn where you are sitting. So these are some of the images in terms of the sort of rooms and the quality that one can actually experience across over there. If you actually pay attention to the image on the left, when you just look across the lawn, that's McLeodganj right across. Dharamsala, needless to say, is famous for a lot of things: the arts, craft, culture, the Dalai Lama. All in all, a great vacation, very close to Chandigarh. It's just about a 4 hours drive across from there, and wonderful place to be at. Our business hotel portfolio for the leisure group includes, as I mentioned, the Kashipur as well as Bareilly and Greater Noida. So this is the Manor at Kashipur. Some of our business hotels go under the brand name of Manor. again, prominent properties and leading properties in their respective destinations with great services and good value, and very, very strategically located to each of these cities. Our recent addition to the Delhi NCR region is the Hideaway, Greater Noida, set in the boutique space, boutique luxury space. It's what we say, it's not a typical business hotel. We'd say that this is more of a boutique experience property where extra care has gone into interiors, into the service and the experiences that a business traveler would actually get across. The property comes with about 72 rooms. It comes with a multitude of dining outlets, our Japanese and Chinese restaurant, a Japanese and Korean restaurant, which is at the rooftop, a cafe, which is from morning to evening, all-day diner with international buffets. Both indoor spaces for conferences and outdoor lawns that we actually cater to a capacity of over 750 odd people. Property offers some typical offerings from the leisure stable, which is flexible stays. We've got coffee meetings. We've got things like complimentary shirt ironing for our people in the morning. Of course, high-speed complimentary Wi-Fi, packed breakfast options. These are all options that one actually puts across for their guests. These are some of the images for the property itself. As you see, it's nice, it's vibrant, it's young. Our other vertical, or the last vertical that we actually have, is called the bungalows. So which we referred to earlier in our brand as the villa vertical. We have great locations both in Uttarakhand at Ramgarh as well as Naukuchiyatal and Goa itself. So these come with typical boutique bungalows set up where people can actually take it for entire families, or you can even take it for a smaller group for individual couples or individual rooms, etc. They all come with their own setup in terms of services, in terms of catering services, and sightseeing in and around any of these locations. Everything can be organized by our teams across over there. So a great all-in-all one-to-one experience that one comes across with. So that's more or less about the group. I think we've taken a lot of time. I'll just leave you with something shorter, especially coming back to the times that we are in and the concerns and questions that people would be having going forward for when the industry does actually start off. So all our hotels are completely geared and COVID compliant. So as and when the market does open up and you are able to get your customers across and our patrons come and do visit us, you can rest assured that everything from hygiene, sanitation, food handling, the guest handling, social distancing, everything has been taken care of in great detail. Our teams are already in the process of resetting up, of training and retraining day in and day out for all the services and how the customers and all are going to be handled, their safety, their precaution, as well as the safety and precaution for our teams. And our entire process of screening and assistance to the client to keep these preventive measures in place for COVID start well before the arrival and start probably a day before the arrival itself. So everything that needs to be done in terms of contactless services, in terms of billing, in terms of check-in, in terms of their menus, their F&B dining, everything has already been taken care of. We would be using technology. We would be using fresher layouts and systems. We are looking at minimal touch points all across. So I think there is actually, there are very detailed areas where we've actually looked into in a microscopic fashion to ensure that everything is taken care of. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll leave the forum open for any questions and answers to the rest of the team.
Thank you, Shivji. I think this has been one of the best and most exquisitely explained PPTs we had till today. Thank you very much. Moving on, I have another question, one last question for the contest that is there. The question will be on your screen right now.
Yep.
What is the name of the specialty restaurant at the Aloha on the Ganges? It's a tough fight between Latitude and Patio. Suraj, will you want to answer this?
Very close, huh?
The correct answer is patio. Patio is a specialty restaurant.
Yeah, so I think 46% people have given the correct answer. Just another, so I think this is the end of the PPT. We will be taking questions and answers right now. Before that, again, we will be posting the future webinar links in the chat box again right now. And tomorrow we don't have any webinars, but from Tuesday onwards, again, we will start. So you can just copy paste the links on your notepad right now, and you can register later on once the once the webinar has ended. Sheshaji, Shivji, will you be? Can we take the questions now from the
Yes.
Of course. So I would like to request that all the questions related to sales, marketing, pricing strategy can be directed to me. All the questions related to operations, the post-COVID compliance SOPs and the offerings can be directed to Mr. Shiv Mehan. And of course, there will be respective individual unit head. So you please feel free to direct your questions to them for that unit itself. So yes, Suraj, you want to add anything?
Yeah, before moving on to the Q&A session, can we have a video presentation if possible?
Yeah, the video is pending. Sorry, should I play the video now?
Yeah, please. And also towards the later part of the presentation, I would request Rishabh to give access videos of all our other colleagues so that they can introduce themselves or at least show their faces for a.
I'll do that. I'll
for
just
10
ask for
seconds.
names
Yeah.
and I'll do that. I'll just play the video first, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Rishabhji, it's not visible.
Yeah, one second. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll play it. that was the video for the Naini retreat in Nainital. I'll play the second video now.
Also you can visit our website, which is www.leisureHotels.in. All these videos are available there also. So in case, other than this session, if you want to go through these videos, you can please visit our website.
Amazing video for both the properties. In fact, if I could add, I have personally been to both these properties last year, and they are equally good as they've been shown in the videos. So, so moving on to the Q&A round now. The first question that we have is actually a question from myself. Last year when we had been to the Rishikesh property for Aloha, they told us that the rafting was not on. So is there any update on that? Has the rafting started? Has the camping and rafting started now?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
So when you say camping, are you referring to those beach camps?
Yes, beach camps.
So they are still not on. I
Okay.
think that was banned from the government side. and it is not very recent. I think it's been 3 years now that those rafting beach camps are not on. But whereas this rafting as in whitewater rafting is still, I mean, operational.
Okay.
Obviously due to this COVID thing, when everything is closed, so that is also not operational at the moment, but that's a very temporary this thing. Otherwise, river rafting per se as an activity, that is definitely operational.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to add on this, like the river rafting as an activity is periodic. It operates between October till late May. So the time when you had visited, that was in towards the end of June. So maybe because of the onset of monsoons, it was not operational. But it is operational between October till May.
Okay.
Even June, Suraj, that purely depends on the water level.
Water, right. Exactly.
You know, so yeah.
So another question by Vanshika Tharwani is, what is the exact location of the Bungalow Lighthouse in Goa?
So it is located in the northern part of Goa, very close to, you know, Taj Aguada. It's about 2 minutes or 3 minutes walk from Sinkeriam Beach. So that's a landmark. And address is obviously it's in the north part of the Goa, and you know, the vicinity is the Aguada Anchorage. It's in the vicinity of Aguada Anchorage.
Okay. So another question, Santosh Pujari is asking, for Chardham, are all your camps on feasible location from all the temples?
Yes, when you say feasible location, I mean, it's a very tricky question. These are all the base camps, which are slightly away from the main shrines, but very ideally located, I would say. And we are very well connected with the main shrines. So I think that should answer your question. So yeah, so we are at 4 locations. So for example, you know, just to give you a small example, for Gangotri we are at Harsil, for for Kedarnath ji we are at Gupta Kashi, and similarly, you know, for other 2 locations as well. So these are all the base camps which are slightly away from the main shrine, but very well connected and easier accessible to these shrines. So yeah.
Another question for this for Chardham Yatra asked by Mr. Amit Bhatt is, he's asking, what about the Chardham Yatra this year? Is it
Amit
possible?
Bhatt, ex Yatra?
I don't know, sir. He's not
just asking. I mean, he was a good friend, so I just thought glad to see him here if he's the same person. But anyway, sorry, what's your question?
If he is. So the question is, he's asking, what about the Chardham Yatra this year? Is it possible or not? And do you have any tentative dates?
Yeah, so you know, the first part of the season is definitely not possible for the commercial movement. So obviously the temples are you know, it's open now as per the government guidelines. The puja is happening, but I don't think that is open for the normal tourist or for the outsider. So the window of the first part of Chardham is very limited. Let's say the opening date is towards the end of the April normally, and it goes on till 15th or 20th of June. So we have already lost, you know, the peak part of the season. So in my opinion, the first part of the season is completely ruined for business. But we are still expecting or hoping that September onwards, there will be a good turnaround in Chardham area. So let's wait and watch for that. And what was the second part of your question regarding this?
He was asking, do you have any tentative dates as to when will it start?
So tentatively, you can assume that, you know, from 1st September, we as Leisure Group will be completely operational and open to get the Chardham business. But again, it's, you know, this declaration is as on today. We are not sure what happens in 1 month down the line. So as of now, it's 1st September 2020. That's for us.
Thank you. This question is for your corporate property, the Riverview Retreat. Are there any packages for the Riverview Retreat that include the jungle safari, or does it have to be taken separately?
No. So I think traditionally this was one of the most important package for us, which was meant for the inbound customer. So we used to call it a jungle package, the JP plan, where we used to give 2 safaris a day, including all the other meals and accommodation. But later on, because of the not easy accessibility of the or the availability of the safari, we were not promoting that aggressively, this particular plan. But on request basis, we definitely promote this JP plan. So we can for safari, the advanced booking are done. We can definitely curate this package and offer. If someone has any specific requirement, please feel free to mail us, and you'll get the response in next half an hour with the entire pricing and packaging for the same.
Thank you. Another question from Mr. Jinesh Bansali. He's asking, at the Aloha on Ganges, are all the rooms the river-facing rooms, or and if there is a family of four adults, which room would the hotel be giving them to stay?
So all the rooms are not Ganges facing, river facing, Ganges facing for sure. Can I request my colleague Umesh to answer this question, who handles property? If you can just give him the access.
Umesh, right?
Well. Yeah, Umesh.
Umesh,
can you come in, please?
Umesh, you can unmute yourself.
I just did. Am I audible?
Yeah,
you are. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. So Aloha on the Ganges has different categories of accommodation. If you're talking about the Riverview ones, those are called 2-bedroom premium apartment. And this can also accommodate 4 people, as it has 2 proper well-defined rooms with separate attached flat bath and separate privacy for each room. And it also got a living room in addition to that.
Okay. And Jinesh bhai, just if you want an idea as to what the river view, the view of the river looks like, it is my background. It is exactly how it looks.
Exactly.
Another question, I'll just take it. At the Naini retreat property, do you have lifts?
No, we don't have lifts at the moment, but we are definitely planning to come up with an escalator or a lift in future. That plan was, for this year itself, but I'm sure, we have no option but to defer it for another year. But we'll definitely coming up with that plan in any retreat.
Okay, and any plans to open up properties in weekend destinations in Maharashtra?
As of now, no. I mean, we are open to everything, but we really want, as a company, we really want to choose a location very strategically. So, as our history says, we expanded ourselves in Uttarakhand first as a chain. We capitalized on all the major locations of Uttarakhand. We are not Taj, but we are considered as Taj of Uttarakhand, and we are pretty much offering the entire destination of Uttarakhand on platter for you, and we are one solution. When it comes to Uttarakhand, leisure hotel is in the mind of the customer, so that kind of branding. So going by that legacy, we want to carry that legacy. Obviously, now our next target is to expand ourselves in Himachal. We have already entered with 2 destinations like Dharamshala and Kasauli at the moment. We'll try to strengthen ourselves in the Himachal state. Then probably we'll be open to look for other state as well. But definitely we'll expand ourselves as a chain first, and then maybe we can choose some ad hoc locations, important locations. As of now, there is no plan. Goa can be exceptional for sure.
Yeah.
We are open to that, but nothing beyond that. But we are open to all kind of proposal. Huh? So it's not just me, it's management who unanimously take decisions, review this and take decisions on the options available.
True.
Yeah.
I think that brings us to an end of the questions. So can you give me the names of your colleagues who are there so I can put them online?
I think Ravinder Kumar. Should I give it one by one?
Yeah, one by one. I don't have Ravinder Kumar. Anybody else?
Varsha Khanna.
Yes, 1 second.
Varsha, can you turn on your video, please?
Yeah, she can do it now.
Varsha?
Yeah, she is there.
So, okay, then Umesh.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Umesh here.
Yeah, Umesh can turn on the video now too.
Rajesh.
No, I'm not allowed to do so. Yeah, it is there now.
Now you
Yeah,
can
got it.
So
see.
there are two Rajeshes, Rajesh Gehi and Rajesh Kumar.
Kumar.
Yeah.
Avinash Pandey.
Yes.
Moiz Seni.
Yeah.
Moiz Seni is done. Moiz Seni. Okay. So Nakul.
Sir, it's not allowing me to add any more co-hosts.
Acha.
Okay.
So no problem. So can you just give your introduction in brief, maybe one-liner,
Yeah, everyone is online. So, everyone's video is on. They just
one
need to-
by one.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, guys, quickly.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Umesh here. I'm part of Ledger family for more than 2 years now. It's been a beautiful journey as of till now, and looking forward for many more years to come. I'm looking after sales for Aloha at the moment, along with my colleague Shubham.
Next.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rajesh. I take care for Riverview Retreat Corbett. Thank you, Rishabh ji, and all the members to participate in this presentation. Thank you so much.
Namaskar. Okay, no problem.
I'm so sorry, Mohit. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Namaskar, everyone. My name is Mohit Sani, and I am responsible for the two beautiful products in Haridwar, Haveli Ganga and Ganga Lahari, and my second responsibility for the heading the inbound division for the Ledger Hotels. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Varsha Khanna. I'm from corporate office, and I take care of sales for Nainital region. Apart from that, Sun and Snow, Adeva, and Seven Pines. And I'm assisted by my colleague Kishan. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Avinash. I'm based out of Ahmedabad, and I look after the entire Gujarat market, and I'm associated with Ledger Hotels for almost 9 odd years now. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I think we are done. Rishabh ji, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharadji. Thank you, Shivji. Thank you, Suraj. And thank you to everyone here from the Leisure Hotels. It's been a wonderful webinar today. And we have also, for one last time, we have given the links for our future webinars in the chat box once again. People who have missed out can copy paste those links and register later. Thank you very much. Shivji, are you there with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Any last few words?
Well, I've been seeing some of the questions across that people have been putting over here. I've tried to answer as many as I can right now. I think the common question that still comes across is that what is the future in the immediate for the time coming across for the industry? I think I won't even say I think. I think we are very confident that a lot of senior people and a lot of hoteliers in the industry feel that once these lockdowns are gradually lifting, confidence will start coming through. You will see movement in our trade. It will start picking up slowly. Certain destinations in the immediate future, once the state borders are open, will start off well and comfortably, because people may have more confidence in locations like Goa, in locations like Himachal, in locations of the upper north like Uttarakhand, etc., which are relatively COVID-free. So that element in terms of leisure will start moving gradually. Mid-segment business hotels will start moving gradually. Airline prices, I think, for a while will still remain high. But having said that, we are very confident that once things start moving along by Diwali, we should hope to start looking at occupancies of around 40%, give or take. I think we all need to realize that COVID is here to stay for a while, and it may be about a year before everything starts normalizing. But having said that, I think we are a very, very resilient community, and we should bounce back very, very fast. But for all our partners and ourselves and everybody on this forum, the only thing I would say is the more we can give confidence to every single one of our patrons and our customers that they are completely safe in terms of hygiene, in terms of standards, in terms of personal security and safety when they're visiting or for tourism across for all hotel properties and destinations, I think that is what will make the maximum difference, and it will change things much, much faster. So hold in there. I don't think it's all bad. Look at the positive side. These are challenging times, but I think challenges are exciting. So don't worry, it will bounce back.
Thank you, Shivji. So once again, thank you everyone whoever's been here with us today. We will see you back again on Tuesday. Thank you once again. Goodbye. Please stay safe. Stay home. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Classic team again.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.